Hello everybody, Defense here, and welcome back to Farming Simulator. We're here in Felsburnn, set and ready to go. Last episode, we went through, just a little catch up, we went through, bought our vehicles, built our farm, and did a job over here harvesting and transporting items from Field 11. Which was actually pretty fun. I really enjoyed it. We did, I think it was wheat, and we had to deliver it all the way down to Port Southeast, which was a decent trek, but not anything crazy. We had a lot of fun with that. I did time lapse explaining what was up, but what we're going to do today is, if I remember correctly, this should, remove tops, which means it is ready to harvest. We just have to remove the tops first, and then we'll be able to get going. So I think what we'll do is we'll start up in our Fiat right here, the little 1300 DT, and get on with driving, running this machine. I was going to say driving this machine, but we're driving the tractor. And it's a weird machine. I don't think I've ever seen a machine like this in real life, to be honest. Not that I've seen too many of these in real life, but I have never seen a radish topper or beet topper. I'm assuming you top radishes as well, but I know you top the beets. So what we're going to do is we're going to go V, and we're going to go beet, and we're going to turn this bad Larry on and get chopping. Are we chopping? Yes, we are this time. Last episode I did it and just wasn't paying attention to the fact that they weren't going. And I think it was because I was in first person. Oh, we missed a little. I know I don't need perfection, but I want to try and get this done right. It's got such a small working with. I think that's the big problem for me. And I'm not the best at driving this. You know what? We'll just come through and get that row afterwards. We're like just clipping them, but it doesn't seem to want to grab them. And I don't know why, because we were perfectly straight at the start. So maybe this field is uneven. Nope, we got the ones at the beginning. I don't know. I'll figure it out. But yeah, this here is going to be our first harvest of our own field. And I think it's going to be fun. This also is why I'm going to try and do a lot of this myself. Or at least maybe do the headlands, which is what I just should have done. But I'm just going to go up and down for now. When it comes to harvesting it myself, I think we're going to start with just doing the headlands for a harvest. And then set up a worker to do it just so they don't have to worry about the trees as much, because they do miss a lot on that corner back there because of the trees, which does make it a little bit difficult. V to lift it up. And let's get a little bit more in line. I will figure out like the driving techniques and everything. There's a couple of good ways to drive for all of the different fields, or at least with the different machines. There's a couple of different ways to drive to help keep yourself balanced and lined up all the time. But I think we're going to do pretty good. So what I'm going to do is I'm not going to keep you guys around for the topping, because this is very slow. It's a very small working with. So I'm going to hop on, do this, and I'll bring you guys back to show you a bit of the harvesting and explain maybe a little bit more about what our plans are for this area specifically, so we can learn a little bit more about what we're doing. I thought I'd bring you guys back as we're wrapping up this little bit here because, well, it was nice. I still don't think I'll really ever do the sugar beets again. I might. I don't know. If I have a small field like this in the future, I might. Because I do think there is bigger equipment, and I can always look for some of the modded equipment because there's tons of options in the mod store. I keep wanting to say the mod store. You don't actually have to pay for stuff. The mod hub. I don't know why I keep calling it the store. But yeah, sugar beets, it's... You know, there's a couple of things that you do. Like, I think the field next to us is potatoes, and you have to top those as well. Which, as I said, is probably a lot of work. But it's still something fun to do, and the game takes time, but it's not like an annoying time. Which is what I really like about it. So you can hop in, and like for this, when I did this, I just started doing it, and I just flipped on Audible. And I'm just... You know, right now I'm doing the Bartimus trilogy again because I really enjoy the books, and I started the second book this week. For those who don't know, I talk about Audible all the time, so I hope you guys don't mind. I'll bring it up every once in a while. But yeah, that's what I did. Same thing during the time lapse. Is it R? Yeah, there we go. During the time lapse we did for the video on Monday, we actually did. I was listening to Audible then whilst I was doing all that work. And I just really like it. So that's one of the big upsides to this game is I can just do that. I can just throw on a book and just kind of do my stuff. Whether it, you can also use YouTube, music, so on and so forth. It's all nice. I don't know if the equipment actually gets dirty. I've never really looked. But everything's nice and sparkly clean. And we can hop back in here. And what we're going to do is I'm going to go forward. There we go. And I'm just going to do this because it's not my equipment. No, I'm just kidding. I do try and keep things realistic here. So what we're going to do is we're going to go V and we're going to go Q, which will drop that off. And what we can do now is go on in here. Whoop, wrong menu. But yeah, now you'll see it is there, but now it should say, yep, ready to harvest. Oh, hold on. Do I still have to wait? No. Can I do it at yellow? I wish I could just turn off different colors. I think I still have to wait after it's been topped. Hold on. Before we do the other thing, I need to figure this out. As I said, I've never really worked with these, and I could have sworn I just went straight into harvesting them when I did like a little test playthrough just to see what was required for these. Owned by, growth, ready to harvest. Okay. It's just, there must be 3 different stages for harvestability for, or it's just for different crops. I don't know. If you guys do know, let me know in the comments down below. But what we're going to do, so we don't have to continue paying for this, is go to our garage. This is everything we own, and this is everything we have leased. We no longer need this header. I will de-header, topper, whatever you want to call it, and I am going to return it. Normally, I'd drive it down there, but I really don't want to do that right now, to be honest. So, let's hop back in here. We're going to give her a quick whirl. Whoop. Hop through here. It was nice driving through there. We were able to max speed at like 9 or 10 miles an hour, something like that. I don't actually remember. And it was nice to have because normally you're stuck going at like, you know, 3 to 7. So it does get a little bit, not annoying, but when you're trying to use that heavy equipment with a tractor that you really shouldn't be using it for, but it's the tractor you can afford, you know, it gets a little bit difficult. Like if we were trying to run this machine with the Fiat, I think we'd have some trouble. You know what I mean? I think it'd be a bit of an issue. Are we stuck on the wall or something? I think we are. All right, there we go. I thought the wheels were turning back there too. All right, let's go. Boom, boom, boom. But yeah, I'm going to do a couple of wraps on this for the headland, and then I'm going to get a worker running on it so that we can start transporting, just so that we don't really have to worry about it and I can keep getting stuff going. So what I want to do is V to lower, B, and we don't have to exit, right? I don't remember if it unfolds. Nope. Okay, there we go. And as you see, yeah, we're just rocking 5 miles an hour because it is a big machine and it does run underground. So usually the machines, that's another thing I've heard too, is the machines that do underground stuff. So these are obviously plucking it straight out. So now you'll see there's a couple in there. There we go. Obviously it's a lot more than I just pulled out, but it's really just for looks. I'm pretty bad at driving this one just because it's got a really tiny piece. And it's a bit of work. So as I said, we're going to do the headlands here, which for those who don't know, the headlands are just the bit around the edge of the field. I don't know what the inner part of the field is called, to be honest, compared to the headlands, but this is the headlands, and I'm going to do the headlands so that the workers don't continuously get stuck or leave a ton behind like I'm currently doing, because I can't seem to drive this. I did fine with the little guy. Yeah, we did a real bad job. So, but what we are going to do is I'm going to throw in some music. We're going to hop into a quick time lapse and get this guy done. Horrible driving. I think all of that went pretty good. There were a couple of issues. I had issues backing up the trailer because you can't really see behind you when you're in first person, which is weird to me because I don't normally have issues back. I don't have issues backing up trailers in real life. But for whatever reason in here, I was like, yo, I can't do this. What is going on? So what we're going to do, though, is I did the headlands. I didn't do as much on this end because obviously they got plenty of turnaround space, so I'm not too worried about it. And as you can see, weeds are slowly sprouting up across the field. I don't think it'll cause a problem, but I could be wrong. So what I'm going to do, I was going to skip through the night, but I'm not going to for 2 reasons. One, I don't want to have to pay for another day of rental equipment on this. And 2, the weeds will spread fully through this. I think they're still going to anyway, but I'm really just hoping that this guy will be able to do his thing without me. So what I need to do now is we're going to hop in here, and what did I say? These are sugar beets. Sugar beets. Yep, they kind of look like carrots in the picture. And we are going to see where we can sell these. So sugar beets, sugar beets, sugar beets. Right here. So our best price is $254 at the Port Southeast, where we've already been. All right. So we're going to run down there. And I do currently have this hooked up. I do it because it's faster. Oh, wow. We almost filled up the whole trailer on 2 dumps. So I got to go fast because this guy can take a... fills up real fast. You saw how small the tank is. It takes a while. Even with the headlands chopped, he still goes all the way up there. I'm fine with it. All right, so Port Southeast. I keep hitting M for map, and that's not where it is. Is Port Southeast where I think it is? Yes, it is the place we have been to. So I'm actually going to drive you guys through, and we'll talk a little bit on the way about my plans. So I honestly don't remember how much of this I already talked about, and I just did this video yesterday, which is probably pretty bad. I shouldn't be looking for traffic because I forgot to turn traffic on again. But you'll see here, we have that one field section there. And my plans, actually, I'm just going to stop for a second, are to buy field 21 next. It is a bit on the expensive side. You'll see it's $281,000, but we do have the money for it. And I want to buy fields 1 and 2 in the future. I'll probably buy 2 first, or maybe 1. I'm undecided, because this is where I want to do a bit of that agroforestry. And I'm thinking of just doing it all grass and then planting the trees and then just using the middle for grass to either create silage or hay. I'm kind of undecided. Or I might do a crop up there. As I said, I'm kind of undetermined on it just because of the ride up there. So if I could just store a lawnmower and like my wood equipment up here, I think it'll be fine, because this here is the sawmill, if I remember correctly. Where did all my names just go? I don't know. Oh, it's because I wasn't in the normal menu. But yeah, the sawmill is up there, and I'm pretty sure the sawmill is a sell point for wood, so I'd be able to use it up there and sell it, which I'll have to research too. But if you guys do know if you can use it without owning it, let me know, because I know, for example, a biogas plant you cannot use unless you own it, and I don't think there's a sell point over there that you can use either. So there's a couple of places that I know of that are like that, but I don't know if the lumber mill is. So we'll have to figure that out eventually, but for now we're going to swing on down here to Port Southeast. As you can see, there is a day-night cycle here. It's pretty balanced, honestly, especially if you only run it at 1 or 5 times speed. 1 I feel takes a bit long. I'm going to break the law here. It's fine. For that second there, we're European driving. It's just easier just to drive through there like that. I like it. So we're going to swing on down in here. The only thing I hate about running this setup that I have is this turn. Oh, see, he's already 80% full, and all we did was drive over here. Oh. And it takes a while to get here and back. So what we'll do is I'm actually going to finish dropping this off. We'll take a quick cut here, and I'll meet you guys back over there to talk about a couple more things. Actually, you know what? Let's see how much we get for this first. I want to see, I don't know, because I know it's 280-ish. I just don't know how much we're actually going to get. So, let's see how much we got for sugar beets. Hoopa-doopa-doo. It was over 10,000. I think it was 11,200-ish liters, something like that. It was over 11,000. So, let's see how much we get for one almost full bucket. Seems like a decent amount. The money keeps going up. A couple thousand at least. Maybe 3,000 or 4,000. 2.8. Alright, I'll take it. Yeah, you can see he's already got a full tank, so. We're already on the go. So yeah, let me swing on back over there. I'm going to get a little bit more of this done because I do want to get to planting today, so I don't want to take up too much of the video of just us carting. So I'm going to finish doing the field there. And as I said, this is my first series for farming sim here. So if there are things you guys want to see over other bits, do let me know. Because if you want to see all of it, I can do all of it. You know what I mean? I don't mind. We might have a few more time lapses, stuff like that, and I'll try and break them up. But I do want to get to a bit of planting on that smaller field today, and maybe harvest the bigger one, buy and harvest 21. So we'll figure that out, but I'm going to finish getting this together, and I'll tell you how much we make from harvesting the whole field. We're just wrapping up the last strip, and then there are two little spots I've got to grab. Obviously, that first spot you saw in the middle, and then I do have this little patch right here. And I know I don't need to harvest all of it, but I am curious how much we will get for everything. I do want to know. Am I going to make the turn right? Oh, of course, I'm going to miss one. Hold on. I want to get all of them. All right, let's see. Ooh, it's really hard to back this thing up. It does not like to be backed up. Oh, that didn't work. All right, well, there we go. I got it. So I did do 2 more runs, and I actually changed our location. I, for whatever reason, just stopped right here and didn't go any farther down. So actually, luckily, I did see this other one because you can see there was a huge drop in price at Port Southeast. And I actually saw that the train station mill is at 254, and the grain elevator has been going up. That one was at about 209 when we started, so the prices do fluctuate. I'd say randomly, but they have like a set thing, and when you see the arrow, it'll tell you if it's going up or down. If it's just left blank, like the 254 is, it means it currently isn't in limbo. It's in limbo. It's not fluctuating at all right now. But that is something that you want to keep an eye out on in the game. Every place sells it at a different price. Some places don't buy certain things, some do. So that's all stuff you have to keep an eye out for. And it does make the game a little bit more fun. I'm sure there's probably a thing you can do to make it so that every place gives you the same price if you want. But it does kind of take the fun out of the game and kind of kees you from traveling around the map and seeing different areas. You know what I mean? Because you can drive to a lot of different places here, and you can walk up a lot of the areas where you can't drive just so you can explore. And there is a lot to explore on some of the maps. Like we'll go up and check out the castle at some point in this series. I don't think we'll do it today, but we will get it done at some point so we can check it out. But this here, don't tell me, are we going to be able to fill this or get this all before we fill it? I really hope we don't fill it. Come on. No, please tell me. Okay, we got it all. I was going to go, don't sit there and tell me that this thing ain't going to work. All right, what do we got to do? We got to pull up on this side. But yeah, I've made 2 other runs. Sorry, I sneezed there. We have made 2 other runs, and as I said, we got about 6,000 on those runs between the 2 of them, which was nice. And I just want to get this emptied so we can get rid of this thing because we're at 2,300, which means it's almost the next day. And if we go to the next day, I get charged another like $3,000 for keeping this this item over one more day. So I just don't want to end up dealing with that. And that is one of the upsides when you have the lease is nice. If you can use it for a single day, you only get charged that daily charge once. And then that hourly charge is for the time, like the time on the machine, not the time you have it hanging around. Oh wow, this one actually did drop. All right, so we are going to end up going to the grain elevator east because that's our higher price right now. But let me get this item returned. So yeah, you'll see here. Where is it? Does it have the Lizard pickup, Rostel, Ferguson, Fiat. I think it's this right here. So we're gonna get charged for 1 hour because we have it on here. And oh, actually no, it's this here. This is our lease. So that's the day, and then we did use it for 1 hour exactly. So we are gonna get charged for 1 hour of use, which isn't bad. I don't really mind it. So yeah, the roster's 604. So when we return it, boom, vehicle has been returned, so on and so forth. So that one's all good. I'm actually gonna pull this in and park it. And we're going to see what we get for our last little bit of money. I don't want to wash it right now. We will leave it for morning. Whoop. I don't remember how I turned my flashers on. I'll deal with that later. All right. To the truck. Let's put the lid on. But yeah, we have... It's funny that it's listed at 99%. Oh, actually, no. I think this is 12,200 liter capacity. But I don't think that'd be 1%. I don't know. It's probably one or the other. But yeah, let's continue on. Whoop. That's a downside. I really shouldn't be running this with the truck. It is pretty unsafe to do so. If I flip it, it can cause all of this to just fly through the air and start glitching out and disappear, and then I lose 12,000 liters of Beets, which would be very sad. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm not even paying attention to my driving. All right. But yeah, so I said I was going to talk a little bit about the rest of our plans for this series, or at least the beginning of it. I am hoping, I talked about it in Discord today with Mr. Minion. I think that's his name. He's got some numbers on the end, but I don't sadly remember everybody's numbers, so I apologize. We were actually talking about livestock today in the Discord, so we are going to be doing that. I'm hoping by episode 5 or 6, money dependent, that I'll be able to start getting some chickens, which I think will be pretty fun. Chickens are nice. You only have to, in the base game, you only have to give them, I think it's just hay, or, well, you have to just give them feed. I can't remember what you specifically give them, and I think you have to give them bedding, so I think it's wheat and straw, which I think you get them from the same thing, or it is hay, one or the other. And I do have I do have 2 mods for the chickens, and one of them actually, I think, makes it so you do give the chickens water, which is nice. It just adds it on a bit, and I do have that free standing water thing in there. I don't know if I get billed for using that or not. I'm fine if I do, because it does save me from having to travel real far. But aside from that, I don't know how many chickens I'm going to get right away. I know I want to get chickens, and there's varieties. There's better egg layers. I think there's meat chickens. There's chickens that reproduce faster. There's chickens that eat less, and so on and so forth. Oh, we didn't want to go here. I just started talking and didn't even think about it. So yeah, we just lost out on a few $100. Yeah. So you think an extra 42 per liter. So whatever, 40, yeah, it's still going up too. That's a bummer. All right, well, it's what happens when you talk. And what did I say? I don't even know what our price was there. I think it was 2,800. So if we look at it, we're looking at 8, 16, 25, bloom, 2, 4, 6, 8, 11, 11,500-ish. I just kind of rounded all the numbers. Hey, look, train. But I'm actually very happy with that. That was pretty nice. Oh, it's N, not O. We're trying to put the cover on. I'm trying to... Ooh, that was weird. Why did it turn? But yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. As I said, it was a little bit of work, and I think about 4,000 goes into the lease cost of the vehicles. And it happens, you know what I mean? I didn't want to buy them because I don't plan on doing the sugar beets pretty much ever again. And I am happy with the amount we got. So we are, obviously we have more than we did at the start of today's episode. So I think what we're going to do is I am going to sleep until the morning so we can start a new day. Whoop, I turned way too hard. And I'm going to swing on over. We need a lime spreader, and we need a something to plant and cultivate. I know it says we need a plow, but I do have, I think I'm looking at what's called a direct drill, which plows also, if I remember correctly. And we're also going to need a something to fertilize with. So that is actually something I did not think about, was buying the fertilizing equipment. So we're going to get all that together in the next morning so that we can dust our farm, plant our field, and then fertilize it. And I think that'll be a good amount of stuff for us to do in the next day. Driving our last piece of equipment back over to the farm here. I actually did already bring it all the way back to the farm to find out I can't buy lime in any of my booths over here. So we're gonna have to wait off on that. And the other thing is, all we're going to get done today is liming on this field, because I just went through, took a quick look at editing, and I'm already at about 25-ish minutes. So I personally don't mind going longer. I don't know if you guys would be interested in a really long video, or if you want me to keep them a bit on the shorter side. It is really up to you guys. Obviously, you guys are the ones who are watching. So if you guys don't mind longer videos, in the future, we'll try and do a couple longer ones. If not, we can always just keep up doing what we are currently doing, and keeping them around 27-ish minutes is kind of where I end up keeping most of my videos, which I hope is fine for you guys, because it is not always the shortest. And I know I'm wasting a ton of this right now, but I don't really know the width on this, and I just don't want to deal with it right now. Well, not really deal with it right now. I think I got everything right, and I'd rather start it early and waste a little than miss a little and have to do it again. You know what I mean? So, I think that works the way it is. I'm going to try and do the... driving. I'd say I did pretty good for not running this machine before. When I have run it before, I usually get the really big spreaders, and it's honestly not needed for this field. And at the same time, it was going to cost me an extra 8,000. I know I do have that 300K up there, but I don't want to end up spending a ton of money on stuff right now, because I think I can just upgrade this. If I bring it in there, it'll still cost me the 8K, but I want to be able to hopefully, as I said, afford that field and have enough money left over to buy chickens pretty soon. So I am going to be kind of not frugal, but I'm not going to buy things I don't need right now, in the hopes that I can upgrade it in the near future, or upgrade it when I do need it, per se. So let's get this done. And there are maps for this stuff, by the way, guys. So when you do something, for example, we'll use fertilizer. If you go to the map, you can actually see what you have and haven't done. So if we do, will it actually show this? Yeah, so you can see the spots I missed. Not that it makes a huge difference. I am going to get these two bigger swaths, bigger lines done. I'm not going to worry about the edges too much, but you are able to see that every time you go through a section, you'll be able to kind of figure out what you have and haven't done. Obviously, with the lime, I can see it, but with some of the stuff, you don't actually see it, so you have to kind of work with that and do the different bits. Boom, let's get that. I might have enough to do this bit. I'll probably run out. But I am going to look into getting a lime station for the base here, the farm, just because I feel it'd be better than having to run to the area over there all the time. I'm pretty sure I still have to pay for it when I take it out of there, so I'm not too worried about it. But it would be nice to not have to travel so far to top off. Oh, I just messed up. I meant to... There we go. And yeah, as I said, there we go. This is all done now, and we're going to end up wrapping it up here. I will explain my other two machines in the next episode, so you guys will be able to see them. But as I said, we are going to wrap it up here. If you guys did enjoy, please do let me know by hitting the like button down below. And if you do want to see more, feel free to subscribe. We should hopefully be getting at least one more episode out for this week. And then again, I'm hoping to do 2 or 3 episodes next week, just to give you guys a bigger feel for the game and what it entails. So I'm going to drive on in here, clean up my tractor, and then I'm going to call it a day. So I hope you did enjoy, and hope you all have a nice night, day, morning, evening, whatever it is, wherever you are. This is my defense. I hope to see you again soon. Peace.